Hey everybody, my name is Jesse and welcome to my wrestling show, the place where we talk about all things wrestling. Today I want to take a look at the ACC. I want to see how many potential wrestlers the ACC could have this year as national champs, end up on that number one spot on the top of the podium. The ACC hasn't had multiple national champs in one season since before the year 2000. I went and took a look back at the previous national champs. The ACC has only had 7 national champs since the year 2000. They had Keith Gavin from Pittsburgh in 2008, Darren Caldwell from NC State in 2009, in 2014 and 15, Nick Wazowski from North Carolina State won the national title. In 2018, Mike Machiavello from NC State won a national title. In 2019, Mekhi Lewis from Virginia Tech won a national title. And then most recently, Austin O'Connor from UNC in 2021 won a national title. So what guys this year could potentially break that streak and give the ACC multiple national titles? Let's talk about them right now. First up, we have Cole Matthews from the University of Pittsburgh, 141 pounds. So currently, he is ranked number 1 in the nation in the rankings. He took 5th place last year at the national tournament. He beat Real Woods to take 5th place. He has a lot of potential because he's consistently gotten better year over year and has continued to improve. So if he can take another step, he can find himself in the national finals wrestling for a national title this year. Next, of course, Austin O'Connor. I mentioned him. He won a title in 2021. He's going to be at 157 pounds at UNC. He's currently ranked number 8th. He placed 8th last year at the NCAA tournament, but he had a torn ACL. With a torn ACL, he was still able to wrestle at a high level and place 8th, and he forfeited his last 2 matches. He won his blood round match, the round of 12, made it onto the podium, and ended up forfeiting to 8th place. So if he can return to his 2021 self, if you remember back to that 2021 season, Austin O'Connor was very dominant. He dominated all of his matches. He beat Sammy Sasso in the national finals 3-2 to win the national tournament and become a national champ. So if he can return to his 2021 form, he's going to be very, very tough to beat and could claim another national title this year. Up next, we're going to stay in the same weight class at 157 pounds with Bryce Andonian out of Virginia Tech. He's moving from 149 pounds to 157 pounds this year. He's currently ranked 6th in the nation. Last year at the national tournament, he placed 3rd in a pretty tough weight class. So he's bumping up. What I like about him bumping up is he lets it rip. I mean, he goes out there and he wrestles. So I don't want Bryce Andonian sucked down, cutting a lot of weight. I want him feeling at his best, because when he's at his best and he's flying around and he's high energy, he is a sight to see in the wrestling match. He is so fun to watch. He'll throw you right on your head. I am pretty sure, I'm 90% there, that Bryce Andonian is going to be my pick to win the national tournament this year. I think that's how good he could be this year. In this weight class, 157 pounds, this is an open weight class. There's no returning national champ other than Austin O'Connor. There's no guy like Yanni Diakomihalis or Spencer Lee that just owns the weight class. This is a wide open weight class. So these 2 guys have a chance to really go in there and take this spot and take the title at 157 pounds. Next up, we're going to stick with Virginia Tech. Mekhi Lewis, he won the national champ in 2019, so it's been a little while, but he wrestles 174 pounds. He lost in the national finals this past year to Carter Starachi. Really great match. It was triple overtime when he lost. He is an excellent wrestler, great at reattacks. Mekhi Lewis and Carter Starachi are going to have a rematch at the NWCA All-Star Classic. So tune into that. I'm really excited for that. It's the third week in November, I believe. I think that's going to be a preview of the national finals. We're going to get to see the rematch and then another rematch for the national finals. So I'll be interested to see what adjustments Mekhi Lewis can make to catch Carter Starachi and get that national title at 174 pounds. Next up, Trent Hidley. At 184 pounds, he wrestles for NC State. He made it to the national finals 2 years ago in 2021, lost Aaron Brooks that year, finished 5th this last year at the national tournament, where in the semifinals he did lose to Aaron Brooks again. So he has to figure out Aaron Brooks. He's got to figure out a way to beat him. The path to a national final, to a national championship in this weight class, it goes through Aaron Brooks, right? He's the 2-time national champ at this weight class. No one's been able to wrestle with him and take that national title from him. So you're going to have to figure out a way how to get a takedown and consistently beat Aaron Brooks to win the title this year. So Trent, he most recently placed silver at the U23 World Championships, which is a high-level freestyle tournament. And so Trent's going to keep getting better. I'll be interested to see if he can take that next step, close the gap between him and Aaron Brooks, and bring home a national title to NC State and the ACC. Last on the list, Nino Bonacorsi, 197 pounds, from the University of Pittsburgh. So he's currently ranked 10th right now, and you might say, Jesse, why are you putting a 10th ranked guy and someone who potentially could win a national champ? And I have 2 reasons for that. So first is Nino Bonacorsi wrestled in the national finals in 2021. He was in the national finals. He lost that match, but he's been there before. I know he can get back there. In this 197-pound weight class, while Max Dean is the returning champ, I feel that this weight class is still relatively an open weight class. There's probably 1 to 12 wrestlers that could find their way at the very high end of the podium that could finish 1, 2, 3, 4 in this weight class. It's a pretty wide open weight class. Nino Bonacorsi is one of those guys who can find his way in the national finals and potentially win a national title this year. Let's see if any of these guys can break the ACC streak of only getting 1 national champ. Let's see if they can get multiple national champs this year. I'm so excited for this wrestling season. Keep an eye on these wrestlers, see how they're doing, see if they can bring home national titles to the ACC. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's keep the conversation going. Let's talk about wrestling in the comments. Subscribe, like, and let's build a community around the sport that we love.